Welcome back to Friday Beyond Spotlights. Our guest today is Bernard Chen. Who's Bernard Chen behind and beyond Spotlights? Today, we've invited Bernard to bring with him an item that reminds him of a special moment or time or principle or his hidden talents. Bernie, what have you brought us today?
Well, I brought this painting of mine. I'm a painter. Well, I wasn't born with that talent, but in college,
look at this.
Yeah, well, I'll explain exactly how I did it.
You just stole it from the museum?
Yeah, I'm not qualified to be in this museum.
No.
I know what happened was during college, I was very sick. So I spent pretty much every other semester in the hospital, for all sorts of operations. I had 3 bypass operations and a number of other procedures. Anyway, so while doing my absence from school, I thought I can still manage to catch up with some credit and maybe graduate on time. So I was looking through the syllabus and trying to find something that I can study while recuperating offshore, away from school. I was in college in the U.S. And came art. So I thought, oh, I can do that too. So, but no, I never thought that I would actually end up changing my major from economics to studio art. But because of these repeated surgeries I had, I ended up taking, 1 and 2 and 3 and more art classes to a point that I decided, actually, I kind of like this. So I graduated in 5 years. I took an extra year because of the time spent in the hospital. And I changed my major to studio art. And of course, I had to find a specialty for myself. And I discovered, and try and error, I discovered this style of my own. Now, many of you may not know what it is, how I did it, but the white part that you see is actually, the whiteout. Because what happened was I started with just doing dots, right? A very colorful dot, but I thought, that's not something very different and unique. So I thought, well, why don't I use a black background and I do white color? But there are not too many medium as opaque enough. It's the white part is the correctional fluid. The others are magic markers, especially these metallic magic markers, because they actually reflect well from with the black background. So it really is very unique. I don't think anyone else have done anything like that before. So I thought that was sort of my style.
Correction fluid for painting? That's very unique.
I know. I wonder what he uses when he makes a mistake.
Well, with the studio art degree and a student from Hong Kong, I never thought I was ever going to use this at all. I mean, what use is this? I mean, Hong Kong is very business world, and what to do with this? Well, that's what I thought. 20 years on, today, I'm the chairman for the Palace Museum. I'm on the board of West Kowloon Cultural District Board, and I do with a lot in arts and culture.
And you designed the logo of the Legislative Council of Hong Kong.
Well, I didn't actually design, but I chose the design.
I see.
I hired a designer, and I gave them, my brief, and I chose the one that now has been adopted by the legislature. So yeah, I never thought that arts and culture comes into any use, but turns out that makes me different from everyone else, because most of my peers at the time are either in business, in engineering, in medicine, and there you go, a guy like me study studio art. But that's exactly why Hong Kong is so exciting. We have moved, in addition to economics, finance, science, medicine, to arts and culture. Arts and culture is going to be a very important part of Hong Kong as well.
No longer a cultural desert, as they used to say.
Absolutely correct.
You mentioned about a health problem when you were young, but now seeing you sometimes on the volleyball court, showing off your, six-pack. Yeah. Do you still have health issues?
I'm fine, and I think it's more important. I think is how do you face it? I'm sure if I didn't tell you that I'm a sick person,
Can't tell.
You can't tell. So it's really about your attitude. I always try to see things from a very positive way. Just like how, today in Hong Kong, we are faced with a lot of challenges. So, of course, we can look at it from the very negative way, but we can also look at the positive way. What are the opportunities ahead of us?
You are a family man. Sometimes we invite you for functions on weekends. You would say no. because you treasure your family time, which is great.
Well,
you mop the floor, you wash the dishes. I know you don't have a domestic helper at home.
Well, it's my commitment to the family as well. My wife's, I shouldn't blame my wife for everything, but yes, I think
You thank your wife for everything.
yes. So it's important that we also put the family first.
Back to this beautiful artwork. I think both of us like spicy food, and would like to eat it if it's real.
Yes, well, that's part of my so-called Thai heritage. Actually, I'm not Thai at all. I mean, I grew up, born and raised in Hong Kong. But of course, with my extended family in Thailand and also my love of Thai foods, that's the part that made me very Thai, because I cannot eat anything without chili. Maybe not dessert.
I was going to say watermelon with chili.
Everything else, I put my chilies in. So that's. And also part of the reason was because my health issues. So very early on, at the age of 18, I lost 50% of both of my kidney functions. So from the age of 18, 19, I'm already on on low sodium diet.
No soy sauce for you.
Very little, right? or none. So very early on, food is very bland. So I need to find a substitute. And chili comes in. Not chili sauce. Chili sauce have a lot of sodium.
Oh, I
It's
didn't know that.
fresh chili. That's what it is. Fresh chili. So either chili flakes or fresh chili, not chili sauce. Chili sauce actually is not healthy if you eat too much. So, but this is fresh, so it's okay. So I use chili as a substitute.
Bernie, thank you for sharing your personal story with us. Now I'm going to get more personal and ask you some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Short answers.
All right.
What is your favorite color?
Blue,
Your favorite ice cream?
coconut.
Favorite drink?
Ooh, tea.
Favorite sports?
Oh, many, but I would say volleyball,
Your favorite type of music?
jazz, and sentimental.
And your favorite song?
Ooh, so many. You might not know the song. It's a jazz name. Yeah. Actually, I don't remember the name myself.
Okay. Okay, next one. Favorite place you would bring friends visiting from overseas?
Well, now, definitely West Kowloon Cultural District.
We know one of your hidden talents. Do you have other hidden talents?
I would say engaging people.
What is the biggest misconception about you?
I think a lot of people thought that I wants to be a hardcore politician, want to rise up in the political field. That's not true.
The nicest thing someone have said to you?
That I am serving Hong Kong's with a true heart.
Your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is that I have not done enough to make things better. That's my biggest fear, that I have not done enough. I could have, but I didn't. That would be my biggest fear.
Qualities you admire about your parents?
My mother is a very strict person. I at the time I may not be very happy, but I think she taught me how to be very disciplined about everything I do.
What is your dream job?
I thought my dream job was being a banker, and but I never make it there. But I'm happy with what I'm doing today.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
First, definitely never give up. I did, so never give up, and always, think positive, and and I'm sure things will work out.
Bernie, can I invite you to share some tips to help young people prepare for the future?
I think for our young generation, the most important thing is about getting themselves exposed. Exposure is important. I think this side of the world is exciting. With 300-400 million rising middle class in China, their needs are amazing. And so for the young people, whether they're local or they are from outside of Hong Kong, they should try to understand, what this excitement is all about. And once they're exposed, once they understand, they are better prepared for themselves to take advantage of this opportunity.
Bernie, can you share with us your well wishes for Hong Kong?
Well, I hope 2022 will be a new year for Hong Kong, that we can all recover from this COVID pandemic. So I wish everyone good health.
Bernie, thank you for coming on to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on Friday Beyond Spotlights. Be well.
Well, would you like to join the M Plus membership?
I would love to. How do I do that?
Well, I suppose you have to scan, and you scan and you join, and then you become a member of the M Plus.
Well, thank
and so you get all the updated information, what sort of exhibitions is coming. It's totally worth it. So I encourage you to join.
And support arts.
Yes. So first, I encourage you to join, and I encourage you to come to visit, because the collections here is amazing.
Thank you.
It's amazing, and I'm pretty sure you can't finish everything in one day.
Yes.
So because it's just so many, thousands of pieces, so you have to come back.
Be a part of the plus.
Yeah, visit a few times. So yeah.
Thank you, Bernie.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
You know, Bernard Chan is such a creative and smart, and he's a genuinely nice guy. We're lucky to have gotten to know him.
He's a man of art, culture, politics, and business. A truly modern Renaissance man.
Thank you for watching Friday Beyond Spotlights. Till next time, goodbye.